Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Fumbles and Fame. Tonight, our brave adventurers will transverse even deeper in the world of Erova, my personal homebrew campaign, in which me personally, I am DM Kayshin, or the Puppet Master, as people might know me on the Discord server, together with the help of Johan, my co-DM for the night, and I have an additional co-DM sitting at home. Say hi, Rowan.
Hello.
So we have three DMs for our amount of players today, so we're up for some great fun. First of all, to get a lot of
That
important
can't be
stuff out of the way, we are a Discord community contrived of people from all around the world, from Germany, the Netherlands, England, Canada, Italy. So far, I'm losing track. Ooh, look at nice day. Um,
That's what I
and what we do is we talk tabletop games, mostly D&D, but sometimes other stuff as well, like Warhammer, Fate, or other tabletop systems. We talk D&D or role playing. We discuss role playing. We play games like this one tonight. We have regular games coming up, um, which are scheduled on the event planner, which you can check out up top in Twitch. Um, yeah, so that's basically what we do. We are a Discord community who do RP, who do tabletopping, and we love doing it, and we love showing people what we love, and we hope that we can show you enough of us to maybe have you even join us if you want. So I'm sure there's going to be a link down in the chat by one of our admins soon. Uh, One important bit of information: Fumbles and Fame is not affiliated with, endorsed, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizards of the Coast LLC. So we're just doing this for out of our own back pocket, so to say. Not that it's that. Yeah, it's quite a bit of effort. Um, let's keep me from rambling on and just introduce the people that I have with me. Like I said, I already have Johan here with me, who's gonna. You'll see him soon enough. Over there, there's Rowan. Just say a few words about yourself and your plan with these people and us.
Hello, I'm Rohan from the Netherlands. I'm going to be co-DMing with Ken today. And my job today is not to get the party killed and to hopefully get them to where we want them to go. But hey, if they want to go somewhere else, we'll find something for them.
Um, then next to Rowan, we have Hendrik. Can you introduce yourself and two words about your character that you've been playing so far?
Yes. So I'm Henrik from Germany, and well, I'm playing Sheftendelia Barash Tahum Nishan, but Barash is fine for now. The Dragonborn sorcerer who's time flavored to be like a time sorcerer. So I'm doing a lot of time magic.
Then after that, we have Illyria Tehina.
Hi guys, my name is Tahina. I'm also from Germany, and tonight I'm going to play the Moon Elf Ranger Illyria Klassenpal Storm Song of the Noble House of Dormwind. She's the birthday girl, and we had the party crashed by Magma Methods and now an Aether, so yay!
Gonna be exciting.
Let's see how that went, yeah.
Then next up, there should be Sean, who isn't here yet because I think he has some personal matters to attend to. He will be with us later on in this evening. And then after that, there's Xander, or Cheech, as people call him.
Hello, I am Cheech from the U.S. I am playing a bard who has a sharp tongue and potentially a sharp sword. He hasn't gotten to stab anything yet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm under the weather, so I apologize now for any disappointment in the future.
Should be fine. And next to that, there's Sam, who doesn't use a cam, but he's still here with us. So, hello, Sam.
Hey guys, I'm Sam from England, and I'm going to be reassuming the role of Lorenzo, who's a bit of a swashbuckly type rogue, currently providing protection and security for the evening's events.
Who actually did a really, 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 really amazing job doing
Catching
his
fire
job.
to the face, yes.
Yeah, but I think because of what you did last time and the seriousness as you took the job in, I'm gonna give you an inspiration for the last session.
All right, sweet. Good way to start.
Totally deserved.
Yeah, you were straight up doing all the security detail that one would need on a party like this. As a small recap, we started our campaign with the birthday of Illyria Klasinthal Stormsong Domint, who got her party crashed by a few visitors, amongst which the party members. And in the end of the night, on the top point of Xander Lionbrook's hefty performance, playing through the fire and flame by Dragon Force, the elemental, uh, well, elemental magic that seemed to occur in the air and the explosions of fireworks that all around you, they burst into nothingness, and then there were a few magma methods. The party blew up these magma methods, quite literally, and when these methods were beaten, suddenly after one drifting arrow that was still up in the air exploded, suddenly in front of them there stood an Azer. This is where the party is at this moment, so let's go straight into Fantasy Grounds. Yeah, at the moment there's Johan's face on Tevar's slot, but yeah, that's just to fill a spot, tactical stuff. Not gonna bore you with it. Also, we're gonna go have a cheers from Xalium. So, cheers! First
Good
drink
old
of the night.
Renee.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
You just
Let's
want
hope
a safe drink.
it inspires the party to do awesome stuff and see what happens with it.
Make us cheer more so we can drink more and don't care if we die.
So last
If
time we left off, we
Optimistic.
had the Azor spawn or jump or summoned or something happened and it was there. We left off with one additional player of us who unfortunately cannot make it today, is Brontes Frostbeard, or Frederico as he's called on the Discord. He will be heavily missed today, but we will just continue without him and hope he will join us next time when we can continue with our journey with more people then. So, Brontes,
Do I have to do anything to see it in Fantasy Grounds? Can I only see it on stream?
Yeah, we
you
can't see the battle map right now. Yeah, now we can.
there you go.
Ah.
Everybody has it up?
Time to fight.
Yep.
Okay. So this is where we stand. As you see, the
Oh, fuck.
marketplace is a bit
Other
darker
people.
by now than it was before.
Billy.
My guy isn't there.
Your guy isn't there?
Nope.
Oh, wait, you aren't indeed. You were stood over here, were you not?
No, I game.
Why
I was by Lorenzo because I
You healed him.
I healed him and then I helped him up, and
Oh,
then
yeah, you were here with him indeed. You were absolutely right.
yeah.
The icon sizes are just.
So
gorgeous.
let's go back into it. I need
Oh
to
wait,
pull-
Brontes Frostbeard, is he now like played by you, or do we just continue without him, or how is it
He
working?
will be played by me for this
Okay.
moment.
And he was the one sitting in the tree right now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Whilst we did all the work. With me kicking off the last of these, whatever those were.
So, Brontes was up first, and he's just looking amazed at this thing being in front of him all of a sudden. And he doesn't know what to do with it, really. So, next up seems to be the creature you might or might not recognize as an Azer, depending on what you're going to ask me. He looks quite. Now you know what? Everybody roll a insight check.
Dice Tower or just.
Yeah, dice tower. That's a good one. Just so throw a hidden one for me.
Skills insight, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Still missing one roll.
Yep, I'm coming.
Cool. So for you viewers, there are currently rolling rolls that only I can see the result of. And my co-DM to my right here. I need to adjust my camera a bit, I think. Illyria,
Yes.
you think this is a beast from the Nine Hells that needs to
Okay.
be exercised.
Okay.
You're absolutely convinced of this. Xander and Lorenzo Catanis, you have the feeling that he looks confused. And Barrage, you don't really know what's going on.
I just see this fire thingy.
Yeah, there's this fire thing, and you don't know what's going on with it.
Okay.
And he doesn't do anything at this moment. Xander, you're up.
Okay.
Um, so you said it feels like I think he feels confused.
Yes, he looks confused. You see this fire coming out of his eyes, but in this fire you see a glint, and he looks a little bit to the left and the right, not like he's really confused about where he is or what he's doing in some sort.
Where to, mate? Where to?
Um, uh, so ooh, I don't know if I should talk to him or not. Um, so I'm going to I'm going to move out to where he can see me
Okay.
and just I want to see if I could persuade him to like to calm down. Like we're not, we're not threatening people. We're only defending ourselves and what's going on.
How do you want to convey this?
I have no idea. Oh, so like I don't have my sword out or anything. I think I threw a dagger at one point, but everything else was all magic.
Yeah, still holding an instrument right now, I think.
Yeah.
You
So
pulled up Lorenzo with one hand, and you still have your instrument in the other.
right. So I'm gonna like show both of like just both hands up, still holding the mandolin, and being like, "It's okay, guy. No one's here to hurt you. Just let's calm down and talk this out."
Okay. You roll a persuasion check. Blind, also in the dice tower, please.
Can I take one of my inspirational advantages on that?
Actually, you can get advantage on a roll anyway because of a advantage that. Let me double check who gave it. Someone gave advantage. I think it was Mr. Stun. Mr. Stun gave you advantage on your roll.
Well, thank you.
This was
So-
left over from last time, so
Oh.
that's one of them.
Oh, fantastic. So I click that and I move here. Did that take? I think it took. Did it? No, it didn't. All right, hold on. I got windows everywhere.
Yeah.
This does not want to work for me today. All right, there we go.
Okay. Thank you. That's your turn.
Um, yeah, that's. I don't want to do anything that could potentially piss him off or attack
Okay.
or feel threatened.
Then Tavor is up, and he doesn't know what to do with this really. He sees you holding your hands up. He sees Bronte's not really reacting. So Illyria, you're up.
Yeah, I would like to remind our viewers that I am wearing this fabulous dress, totally silly in combat. So I'm unarmed, I have no weapon, and I'm standing right next to this burning dude that I'm convinced is from hell. So good situation to be in. I think I'm going
Great
to
stuff.
disengage
Okay.
to put some distance between him and me, and I would like to take a look around to see if there is anything useful for me to use. I think longbow and
Where do
maybe
you wanna go?
um, what is around me at the moment? Those circles, those red
The
circles are
circles are
fires.
carts and food stands that are on fire, and
Okay.
the square on the top right and the arrow coming off it is
Yeah.
the table with your presents on it.
Ooh, okay, then I want to move there. Maybe
Of
someone is
course.
going to
What
give
you
me
also
ice
see,
arrows or
what you also see is that part of this table is starting to catch fire as well.
Okay, let's save the present. No, I need to get a weapon. So I think I'm going to move towards that. By the way, where is the security detail? I remember that I ordered more than just one guard.
Yeah, as I said before, most of the guards have been busy trying to protect the people around you
Yes.
more than being busy with what's happening in the center. Really, you do see a few of them standing sort of at the ready, but they're still holding back people to make sure that people don't run around in chaos because it was quite busy at this
Mm,
venue. So people trampling each other is not the best thing. So that's
that's
mostly
true.
what they're doing right now.
Okay.
Because this
So
just
yeah,
happened like half a minute ago, you know?
yeah. So I raise my hand like, good hellish creature. I'm going
Wow.
Okay.
and then I'm going for the table in hopes that there is going to be a weapon or something that I can use. Maybe
Go for the one that looks like a bow.
I
So
want a
that's
bow and ice
5,
arrows, if that's
10,
at all possible.
15, 20, 25, 30. 30 feet of movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you
Wait,
can get to
yeah.
there. You're not close enough to the table yet.
Oh shit.
But
Maybe
you
someone
have
can topple
direction
an
for
ice.
movement, right?
I had ice statues ordered, decorating the whole place. Maybe someone can topple an ice statue on top of the fiery guy. I don't know. So it's too soon to make perception rolls, right?
Sorry?
It's too soon to make a perception roll to see a weapon or anything.
There's still a lot of smoke from the
Mm.
fireworks as well. It is clearing up. You could try to make a perception check. What do you want to look for? What do you want to?
Something to fight off this creature. Like
Um,
bow and arrow would be my favorite.
You don't see a bow and arrow near you. It's mostly food stands and some stands with kegs that probably contains beer or some other liquids.
I could
Uh,
drown him in beer.
yeah, you're not close enough to the table yet, and most of what's on the table is packed up.
I see. I will keep on moving there then.
Okay, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Barash. You can
Okay,
end
I
your
got
turn
I
then,
got
by the
like
way,
multiple
Hina.
questions because I didn't catch it right now. First thing, I mean I don't know anything about the thingy in front of me, right? But do I get a sense of okay, this just looks
I don't know
curious,
if
or
you know
because
anything about it. Do you want to think about the fact that if you know this or not?
no wait, what I want to know is like, do I have the feeling that it's like dangerous enough to make me back off? Or is it just, I mean, I should have a general feeling about it, right? Even though
It's
I don't
a
know what it
it's
is
a
necessarily.
flaming humanoid which is holding a warhammer,
Yeah, so
and
I for
if you look,
myself would think like that's too dangerous for a squishy sorcerer like me to stand next to it. So
you can actually roll a perception check, because you're trying to disconcert a little bit about this beast, how dangerous it might be to you.
Perception, you
Perception or
say?
investigation, whichever you prefer.
That would most likely be investigation because that's a +1 and not a +0. Wait, I can't roll it in the dice tower because.
You don't need to roll it in the dice, you can just roll it.
Okay. Then I will just roll it in the investigation. Can I just click on it? No. No. Oh, that's not too good.
It has a flaming weapon in its hand. It's flaming itself. It's burning around it. It's looks like if you would even touch it, it would hurt.
Okay. Then I want to make sure that it doesn't touch me and back off slowly. Like not in a oh my gosh I'm so feared, but more so like carefully as I see.
You want to walk away or you want to disengage? What do you want to do?
I would want to disengage.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so I don't get an attack of opportunity at myself. And yeah, so I want to back. Oh wait, I don't want to. How can I draw an arrow again? I'm shit.
Where do you want to go? Like here?
Yeah, like a little back off. Yeah, and I mean, do I notice?
What do you want to do?
Do I notice Illyria looking for?
You're
weapon?
watching the other one right now.
Yeah, so no. I mean,
You're backed off. What do you want to do? You still use your
Yeah,
action. You still have a bonus action and a little bit of movement left.
no, I mean, I don't want to take like cover really, so I think that's good.
What do you want to do, Hendrik?
Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
Okay.
Because I don't have an action anymore, so that's it. Yeah.
Lorenzo.
All right, seeing that this thing seems quite confused about where it is, Lorenzo's just going to hold his hands wide, copy basically Xander's reaction to this thing, and shout out to the others around, "Study your weapons, give it space." But as he says that, I'm going to take a quick look around the area and just see if any of the guards happen to have dropped any sort of ranged weapon nearby that he could possibly pick up.
Roll a perception or an investigation. Because of the smoke, you would only be able to search or seal like not the entire area you're in right now, so it's a little bit obscured. So it's more in the direct area around you that you can search for. Okay. You don't really see any ranged weapons lying on the floor, but you do see like a corner where there might be a few of these arrows that these magicians, these wizards, have been firing. And you see that there's a little bit of a patch over.
When you say wizards have been firing, are we talking like actual arrows from bows, or?
No, this was these exploding things in the air.
Okay.
And
I'm going to leave them alone. I don't think that's a smart idea.
But you don't see anything that looks like a ranged weapon in the area. If you look at the guards themselves, most of them that even have a weapon on them, besides the orcs and half orcs, but most of the guards that do have weapons on them have these small clubs on them. More of a crowd control thing than a there's a lot of danger coming thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to separate myself a bit, just for collateral damage sake, and move around the side of the tree. Use that as cover. I don't know if you want me there or here.
Yeah, you would stand there if you want to stand behind the tree.
Yeah, and he's just going to pull a throwing dagger from a sash he's got running across his chest, and just hold it ready, but take no further action.
Okay. Then Bruntis is up, and he asks, "You guys, do you know what we should do?" And that's Bruntis' turn, and he just crawls up a little bit more into the tree. Then
now the Azer gotta kill us.
Then he sees Azer, and he seems to back off a bit, and still look around at where he is. Xander.
All right, so I really can I ready and can I ready a spell?
Yes, you can. If you ready
All
a
right.
spell, it would count still as you need a condition to trigger it on, so you need to trigger. Plus, if you ready a spell, which is different from an attack roll, you consume the spell slot in your ready action. So if you would cast it or not, you would still consume your spell slot.
Well, I have no spell slots, but I still have vicious. Ooh. Well, I
Then
still have vicious mockery.
you can ready a vicious mockery, and because it costs no spell levels, spell slots, you would be able to prepare to ready that without any problem. Yeah.
Okay, so if he moves to attack, because he's got a warhammer on him, no idea if he has any ranged weapons or if he's going to throw it. Well, regardless. So if he attacks one of us, I'm going to cast vicious mockery, which will give him disadvantage on the attack roll.
Yeah. Okay.
If he doesn't succeed, yeah.
So how do I?
You just
Yeah,
say that you
right.
ready it, and that's it.
Okay, so there's nothing in terms of the
Nope,
fantasy grounds yet.
not at
All
all.
right, fair enough.
Then it's Tevar's turn, and Tevar backs off and stands behind the tree with Lorenzo. Olivia.
Yes. I look over my shoulder to see if the creature is following me, and when he doesn't, I move towards the tail with the presence, and I try to find a weapon or something that would look helpful to fend him off, send him back wherever he came from. Scroll of Banishing or whatever, if he's from the Hells, might be helpful. Holy water, I take anything at this point.
There's this basket which is, and on the bottom side of it there's already flames licking on it, and it seems to have
Okay.
all these kind of scrolls in it, like it's a collection of seems to be spell scrolls of some sorts that's in there.
Okay.
So you would be able to, while it's starting to burn, to pull one out, maybe, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could grab the basket, put out the flame, right?
Well, it's already quite heavily burning. If you would want to do that, you would need.
Prestidigitation can smash out a campfire. Could it
I,
also?
if you could get it out of there, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I will try that.
So first you would have to get this basket out of there.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
It's a basket of, it's quite a big, heavy basket of scrolls, and there's flames licking on it. So I would say
Okay.
just an athletics roll.
Athletic. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I'm really good at that. I might use the inspiration I have from Sander for that one. Oh, why doesn't it work? Let's try this again. I would like to roll a d6 with this as well
Okay.
for my inspiration. So that
That's
would
a
be
17. You managed to pick it up. It's quite heavy. You can set it straight back on the floor next to you. You're not able to keep it up.
Okay.
And while doing that, a few of the scrolls or a bit of the scrolls fall out and already roll in the fire. I think there's at least 3 scrolls that are not touched by any fire that you can pull out.
I grab them and take a look. What kind of
Okay.
scrolls are
You would use the rest of your turn to take a look at what these scrolls are then.
Okay.
I.e., he's gonna look it up.
Ah, okay. I see. So far, no bow and no ice cream.
Well, you were looking for a scroll at that point, so you did find a basket of scrolls there. There's other stuff on there as well. A few parts are burning.
I try to take out the fires with prestidigitation that are around me, at least.
Yeah, and then you can get some time to use to check out these scrolls. 1 second.
I'm thinking like metagame wise, if it is smart to like at least if the ace is visible, to like put out flames, because since he basically like is burning, if you like put out a flame, I don't know, is this like offending him? I don't know.
Not really, and I don't care. I want to banish
Yeah, no,
him.
I know. I'm just thinking of helping if I just now look around because I
I
can't
just
see
get the
aces.
impression that
Ah.
with our luck, those scrolls you picked up are going to be a fireball.
do
or
I
something.
want to like, e.g., like do a ray of frost to like put out the fire? I don't
So
know. I was,
Barash, you're up.
yeah. So basically, since the Azer is like moving out of my sight because of the wagon or whatever, I
You
would.
can still see it, mostly because
Okay.
it's still burning.
I mean, nevertheless, since it's backing off, I would like glance around and hopefully see Illyria on the north.
Yeah,
Doing-
she's over at the table right now.
Yeah. So basically, the entire table is burning already. How far is the fire going there?
Big part of the table is burning.
Okay.
So there's if you would put one part out with an action, for instance, you could, but then the rest of the fire would catch up with it.
Well, I was thinking
Yeah.
that I maybe could use my ray of frost shooting at the table to, like, depending on usually I would flavor it to like freeze time wherever it hits, kind of. So the cold slow effect would be like time based, but maybe to stop the flames time wise, so they just stand still and don't burn it any longer. Like EG means that I want to blow them out. So yeah, I would want to try that.
Well, Ray of Frost is something you can target a creature with.
So I can't actually target something else with
You
it.
cannot target an object with this.
Okay. Well, then forget it. Then I will just ready the Ray of Frost whenever the Azer attacks, and maybe back off. If I just can show you like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. So ready Ray of Frost whenever he attacks, I will hit him with it.
Okay. Lorenzo.
Is this hellish beast moving towards anything in particular in terms of civilians, partygoers, anything like that, or is it moving? It doesn't look particularly threatening.
Imagine the area where you guys are at. There's about a 20-foot circle around it where there's not many people, and guards behind that holding these people back and trying to control it a bit. So you have about a 20-foot radius circle around this that there's not many people. And he's not really running towards anyone. It seems to be rolling insight. If you want to check out where he might be going or what his intentions are, might be a good one. Yeah.
Can I have a 12 on the inspiration for that one? Is that right?
Sorry?
From the song or whatever that got played last session?
You can roll a bardic inspiration for that. You got the D12 from the performance still. Yeah, you can roll that with it if you want.
I think this is a 12.
Okay, that will become an 18 then. You think it's mostly trying to back off and trying to look for a corner to hide in?
Okay. I'm going to point towards any sort of guards that are in that general direction of the circle. Get the people out of here and clear the space. Leave.
Okay.
If it does make any threatening action, I am going to hurl a dagger at it to try and get its attention, but other than that, I'm just going to keep in cover.
Okay. Brontes is scurrying even more up the tree. He says, is there someone who can talk to this thing? And then it's Azer again, and he moves up below these tables with stuff on them which are burning, and he moves below it and under the table into the fire. Sander.
So is the camera working or no? Can you hear me?
Not, we can hear
Uh,
you, but the camera is not working.
we have a perfect position for you, so I'm cool.
Whatever. Okay. So
Although I hear that the
I'm
stream,
going
they can
to
still see you,
move.
but only frozen with the.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
having a real cool position again, but it'll fix
Yeah.
soon again. Just don't
Yeah.
bother with it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
So I'm moving beyond my better judgment into the open. Hands
Oh,
still
yeah.
out. And I'm going to roll another persuasion.
Okay.
I'm going to be like, look, don't know, we don't know why you're here. Just chill out, friend. Just calm down. Let's talk this out.
Chill out, he says.
You can roll another. You can roll another persuasion.
So I'm going to burn one of my advantages for this again. Like
You
one
guys
of
really
the
don't want to
actual
fight this
inspirations that
guy,
I had.
right?
You really want to persuade him. I like it. Make him our best friend.
He doesn't seem like he wants to fight. Why?
No, not at
Why
all.
would I try to hit him?
Yeah. You can roll.
And also, I'm a bit squishier than you guys. So,
By the way, just so you know,
do you
can
want
roll
in the dice
you
tower or the
No, you
regular?
can roll it in open, and also if you have an inspiration die, you can roll the die after you've seen your own result, if you want. So you don't necessarily need to use it now. Of course, if you use it beforehand, the DC might lower because you're having balls and spending inspiration for it. Because I do roll it a bit that way as a DM, because if someone really wants something, then. So yeah, you can decide to use the inspiration after or before the roll.
That's nice.
So you're not using it?
Looks like I'm pretty persuasive.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
No, and I didn't.
Then that's your turn. Tavar looks a little bit to Lorenzo with a confused face, like he doesn't know what he has to do. And then it's Illyria's turn. Illyria, you have found the following scrolls:
Okay.
a scroll of Speak with Animals, a
This
scroll
is going
of
to help.
a scroll of Barkskin.
Okay.
It's a level. Speak with Animals is a level 1 spell. Barkskin is a level 2 spell. And you find a scroll of Mending.
Okay.
I mean, Barskin for you having no armor is not too bad.
Oh yeah, that's true.
At least you can fix some of the presents.
I look crestfallen.
That's
Okay.
what you've found.
Yeah.
It's like finding socks under the Christmas tree, isn't it?
Do I have time on my turn to look around for something more helpful, like a bow and arrow?
There's
Horn of
packages of
banishment.
all kinds of shapes and sizes in there. Is there a specific shape or size that the packages? Most of them are packaged. A lot of them are already burning, so you might not find the shape you're looking for, but you can describe the shape you're looking for maybe in the package itself.
I mean,
Or
a
you can
longbow
just-
is pretty big, so
Oh,
I'm
or-
looking for something where longbow and arrows would fit in.
You could always also go for just a grab if you want.
I could say any, meeny, moo.
You can just go, I just want something, or you can try to look for a specific size, whatever you want.
I want to look for something that could contain a longbow.
Not giving up on
Nothing
it.
to him.
Okay, roll an investigation or a perception.
Okay. I think I go for perception. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, oh no.
You see in the corner of the table a big pile of what seems to be probably the part where they stashed the weapons.
Ooh.
And there's about, I think, maybe 14, 15 bows, which are all about halfway burnt and burning the rest of them. So
No. Wait, what's about mending
So,
with that?
you do see a lot of bows,
Good
and
call.
Sorry.
but yeah, they're all just burning to a crisp, and there's a huge fire
Save a
around
short
them.
bow for me.
So
I'm
there's
grabbing a bow or two, and I
okay.
have the mending scroll in the other hand. Like, this is going to work.
You wanna grab one of those? You're gonna try to grab one of the bows. There's a big fire around it, so you're gonna have to reach
Okay,
through
so
the
it's-
fire to grab a half bow.
yeah, okay. I thought they were just like smoldering at the top or something. No, I'm not going to go through the fire with that gauzy silliness that I'm wearing for a dress.
With a one, you have the idea there's no chance they're saving any of these bows.
Is there one of the guards around here
No.
and around the table somewhere?
He's about the first guard you see is about 30, 40 feet from you to the north.
I'm going there.
Uh,
And I
y-
say,
Leave us
"You,
alone."
if you have a bow, give it to me.
then you need to go around the table.
Ah, okay. This is
20.
not going to work, right?
Then you would be able to get about 20 feet from the guards, so about 15 feet off the map, so to say.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you paid him, so.
I yell at the first guard I see and say, if you have a bow, give it to me, like now.
Okay. You don't need to
It
roll
was a
for
whole lot
that.
of nothing in a very long turn.
Okay, Barash, you're up.
I have
Okay.
these scrolls with me, by the way.
Yeah, you
I
got those.
saved those stupid things.
Well-
I'm going to keep them.
After seeing the Azer, like I understood, he crawled under the table, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go closer again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can most likely, with my usual movement, walk 1, 2,
You can drag
3.
yourself. I think the tokens are unlocked.
Yeah. So, oh no, I don't want to. I want to zoom in. That's what I want. And okay, now I think my breath weapon would be an action, not a bonus action. Yeah, so that doesn't work because I actually want him to see that. And yeah, for now, just because I can't do the breath weapon again, just maybe not in front of me, but more like hidden to prepare my ray of frost, so I don't hold up my hands to like be ready to shoot him, but more so have my hands lowered, and whenever he tries to attack, then again do the ray of frost.
Okay. Lorenzo.
I'm just going to slip around the side of the wagon here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on this thing, see if Xander's words are having any sort of effect, if it can even be understood. And again, just make sure it doesn't go for anybody. If it does, come up with some sort of throwing dagger reaction.
Okay, Bronte skips a turn again. Then the Acer is up. The Acer comes crawling a bit back out of the fire. He looks up to you, Xanders, with a confused look in his face, and starts making these sounds,
Christ.
which you think might be some sort of language. Is there anyone here who speaks Ignan?
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Is this an actual language, or did you just come up with it right now? No, I know.
No, it's. Oh.
Okay.
That's an actual language.
So, what everybody realizes by now, even you, Ali, you see the guard who he throws you two throwing daggers, but because he doesn't seem to have any bow on him, like most guards in the city don't have bows on them because it's not really useful between small streets and stuff. And you see this Acer crawling out, making these sounds, But you all realize by now that he's not aggressive. I think you've all realized that already. Um, but you can't make any sense of him. So for now, initiative is over. You handled that pretty well, guys.
Oh, that was something.
So yeah, you can just imagine there being no battle map at this moment. There's still stuff on fire though. So what do you want to do? Want to so decide as a party in a quick moment? What do you want to do with what's happening around you, or with this thing, guy, elemental?
Well, I'd imagine that Lorenzo's pretty close to the circle of guards and civilians at this point.
Yeah.
He's going to turn and get their attention. We're on a bridge. There's water underneath. Get the buckets. Put out the fire. Come on, come on.
Okay. Cool.
Can I use prestidigitation to like put out some of the smaller fires?
Yeah, you can.
He's
Yeah,
gonna get
Right,
so
so-
offended by it.
No, you can. Okay. So, Barash, wanna do anything specific or?
Yeah, if the other one starts putting out the fires, I will help with that with my prestidigitation.
Okay, cool.
And
also-
maybe even if I see something that is partially burned down but can still be repaired with mending, I would use my mending spell to try to repair it too.
So, what do you want to repair mostly?
I don't know, like especially like I don't know what, like, I mean, most of the stuff would be probably like plates or drinks or whatever, glasses around. I don't know what's around, but everything that might look with a little bit of worth, that it shouldn't, like, that it would be worth to be repaired, then I will repair it. I won't repair like every table or so that's burnt down, but more so maybe stuff that looks worth being repaired.
Ken,
1 second, I just need to convey with one of my DMs.
okay.
Oh yeah, maybe we can save some of the presents. Actually,
Always nice.
I mean, I'm quite good with
Wait.
repairing.
I'm still a bit confused. He's just sitting under the table, right? Or did
No, he
crawl
crawled
out?
out.
He crawled up
He
and
crawled
started
out and-
talking
Yeah.
to us in Inferni, Igni, whatever this is called, Igno, whatever.
Igno.
Yeah.
Ignan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Igni.
Also, as most of you are trying to help out with these fires, a lot of the townsfolk seem to be running to the edges of the bridge, which are not too far off because you're on a motherfucking bridge, and they start pulling on these ropes, and up come these big sort of tubs. And next to it, low on the ground, are big buckets already sitting there, ready for apparently these kinds of occasions. And a
Nice.
lot of the people that were in panic at the first sight seem to be really organized after they've settled themselves while trying to put out a lot of these fires, which are going across a few buildings that are in the area and direct area as well. And only after a few minutes, and with your help as well, you also notice that this strange creature that's in front of you, he dims his own light and his own flame, which almost goes out entirely with only a little bit of a small flame around him. And he seems to be walking to a few of the bigger fires and seems to be concentrating some of his energy into this, reducing these so the people around them can help putting these out. So he's helping you guys
Oh,
out, putting out this
nice.
fire.
See, he's a nice guy.
As I'm going around, can I try to find my dagger that I threw from the last session?
Oh, yeah, I would like to do the same.
Everybody who lost weapons and wants to recover them can roll an investigation or a perception check. While you're doing this, you can roll this with disadvantage because there's a lot of people running around here as well over the last few minutes, so there might be stuff kicked around.
Renee said we have a lot of redemptions.
I do. I do. Okay. Aina, 1 second.
Yeah, like I need that blade back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want
of
mine as
course.
well.
Why didn't I take? Wait, did I? No, I didn't. The one time you could use comprehend language.
Oh.
And then you don't have it.
If you speak primordial, that is like the.
Wait, I speak primordial?
Yes,
Wait, what is primordial?
that's the base
What?
language of it. It's but you also have specific languages within primordial, and Ignan is one of them. Like Aquan is primordial sublanguage for aqueous.
So is it kind of a dialect, or how
It's
can I
a
imagine?
fire elemental dialect.
So I mean, I didn't know that. So would I possibly like have recognized this from him speaking a few words that I?
No.
Okay. But I know that in theory, Ignan and stuff is based on primordial, or like.
It's like Latin.
It's weird. It's another language and you don't know it. So yeah, you haven't read
Yeah, no,
about
no,
this
but
per
I mean,
se.
the thing is, I don't make the connection to maybe think that he could eventually speak primordial because.
Maybe he speaks a really weird language. Some of the sounds he makes might be similar, but that's in common as well. Because common and primordial even have sounds in common as well. So any language, you could always
Okay.
try talking in any language you have, right?
Yeah, so no, then for now I would kind of try to keep on manning, and especially like maybe go to the present table and see if there are some presents that can maybe repair it with
So what do you
mending.
want? What do you want to do? You want to go to the present or to this Aether?
No, not to the Aether. Then I will just focus on the presents first, and I mean the Aether is kind of helping right now. So first,
Well,
help repairing stuff.
about now, everybody has cleaned up most of the big fires. A few of the buildings have been partially burned, but overall, it seems the damage has been contained. If this fight or this encounter would have taken any longer, it would have probably caused more damage. But you've managed to save quite a lot, especially because the ruckus was over quite fast. So people were focused enough to get these fires out, and you were inspiring enough to them to help you out with this. So you're all like basically done with putting out fires. So you can all decide what you want to do. You know what? I'll just go in and just decide among yourself. You're together, a bit away from the Azer who's just putting out the last big fire, helping out there, and you have the idea you have a moment to yourselves to talk about stuff.
Can I
So-
see if any of these wizards that caused all this effectively are still knocking around in the area?
You do see some of them scurrying around here and there, probably helping out with a few of the bigger fires that were on the buildings.
I'd like to try and get the attention of one of them.
Okay. Okay, I'll just see what the rest wants to do, and then we'll see what else we'll do. Okay.
So how are those redemptions coming along?
So you're all together you're all together as a group right now.
I guess, yeah. You wanted us to
Um,
roll perception with disadvantage, but then we had the conversation about redemptions and didn't get farther than that, so
Yeah, no, we got off track.
Yeah, I think we did. Sorry about that.
no
It's
problem.
okay.
I'm reminding you.
So what was the question again?
Do I get a redemption?
Do we get redemptions?
You do get sort of one.
Okay.
Oh, nice. What is wrong?
It'll come up, trust me.
Cool.
I won't forget.
He wants those daggers back.
Yes, I need to throw
Thank
stuff.
you.
So you rolled what? Disadvantage perception?
I haven't rolled anything because you didn't tell me what I should roll, if I have advantage or disadvantage.
Oh yeah, you didn't get. Sorry, I'm on track right now. I've had a few of these already. Give me a second, okay? I'm having too much fun. So you can roll a perception check with disadvantage because the redemptions didn't matter for this case.
Okay.
All right.
Why did I argue so hard if it ended up the same thing?
I mean, that's not too bad. That's not-
Between the both of you, how much weapons did you lose? Both the dagger?
Both one dagger, yeah.
Yeah. Illyria, you find
Yep.
a dagger.
Ooh.
And you're not sure if it's yours or his.
Mine should be of elven quality making, so is it my dagger?
Don't know,
The
Xander,
pretty
what kind of
one.
dagger did you have?
I had this very good hunter-like dagger strapped to my tie.
You know what? I'll roll for that. You know what? My co-DM can roll for that.
The one
Roll us
I
a
showed you the
D20.
picture of. One.
I'm guessing it landed on the pile of bows.
No, you rolled 12 instead. It's your dagger.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I'm going to put it back in the sheet where it belongs.
There you
I'm
are.
feeling much better now.
Okay,
I'm still
so
holding the half-burned scrolls in one arm and like totally confused.
yeah, you're all together right now. Lorenzo, while you're standing there, is like signaling one of these guards. Signaling one of these wizards to come over. Who probably has seen you, but he's just putting out the last fire. So it seems like he'll probably be there in a bit, Lorenzo.
Get out.
Can I like look through the burned presents?
You can
Or some-
discuss with the party what you want to do.
Okay. I mean,
This is the first moment of respite you have had since all this happened.
As soon as the wizard's going to
there's,
take a little bit of time, Lorenzo's going to turn to his charge, so to speak. Are you alright, Senorita? You're not hurt in any way, no?
I'm confused, but not hurt.
I think we are a
You're-
little bit confused, but
Yeah, I saw you stepping in front of me when those methods appeared. I appreciate.
quick question, since we're out of combat again, what is going on with my psychedelic trip? Like, how am I feeling right now?
You're still feeling the same way as you
Oh
were.
yeah.
So I'm still focused on stuff?
Yep,
So,
very
okay.
much so.
Lorenzo, meanwhile, will just flash a sort of roguish grin at Illyria. And this is what you have paid me for. I admit I didn't hope it would go quite this far, but a job is a job.
Yeah, I hired you for drunks and just over enthusiastic people. This was very unexpected. What kind of music were you playing that it made the fireworks go wild like that? And I look at Sander. That was.
No. That was not me.
By the way, where are those
I wish I
fire
could do
wizards?
that.
And the fire wizards are fired, just for the record.
Do not be quite so quick to fire them. If they have summoned this thing, perhaps they can talk to it.
Oh, good call. Where are they?
I'm
is
trying.
that?
I have called for one of them. I think he's a bit busy with the burning tables.
Does any of you understand him? And
I don't. I don't even know what this thing is. Does any of you know what this is?
It looks like it's from hell, but it's just my opinion.
Okay. But it like.
Well, he's shorter than all of us. So fire dwarf.
Yeah, but if he is from hell, why is he so friendly? Like, aren't things from hell usually not?
He's just trying to put us at ease.
I do
No,
not
you're
think he
not.
would be
He could
quite so
kill me
quick to
3
help put out the
times.
fires.
He put out the fires, yeah. So I'm. But what are we
don't
doing with
know.
him?
Whatever he is, I do not think he is hostile.
So, are we trying to teach him our language, or like, is it going to disappear again? What are we doing?
This
take
is
it-
why I am wanting the visit. Perhaps they can help in this matter. I confess I am not so versed in arcane matters or speaking to whatever it is. I do not think he will respond as well to Orcish or Elvish as he will to Common.
That's true.
I see. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I am sorry your birthday party has
Hmm.
ended in quite this fashion.
Well, I wanted it to be memorable, so I guess.
Oh.
It definitely is. Quite
Oh,
a
no one
birthday
will
party.
forget it.
No one will forget it. Yes.
So,
So
are we
where's
going
the
back
rest
to
of your
standard
retinue?
operations? Oh yeah, my retainers. Where are they?
You see that your aunt seems to be comforting a group of what seems to be children, street children,
Okay.
and you don't see the other ones.
Okay. I will go over to make sure. Take a look around to see are citizens hurt? Where is everyone? What about my aunt, the bard? Aisha Liadon, the ice singer.
Sorry?
My aunt,
Yeah.
the ice singer, is she okay? I'm trying to
Um.
find everyone that I know and make sure that they are okay.
Yeah, you only see your retainer. You don't see your other aunt so much. You do seem to remember a glimpse that she might have taken refuge in the inn.
Okay,
So you think she should be safe.
okay. Well, I go over to Ilia Moana, my aunt, and ask her where the other ones are.
I think they're around here somewhere helping out as well. I just gave him order to help out as much as she can because we don't want
Good
this
call.
party to end in a bad way, do we? We want to make sure that
No.
everybody's all right and that. Oh, my
Yeah.
child, how are you actually? Are you feeling well?
I funny thing is, I was close to combat, but I didn't even get cinched
And
last time.
she
So
looks at you left and right, then pulls you in for a big hug and make sure that you're okay.
I'm okay. No one is going to want to congratulate me now. That's the plus side.
Well,
I
I
guess.
think most of the party is about over by now. I
Yeah,
think.
maybe we can rekindle it.
Boo.
Bad, right? Yeah. Sorry for that.
Well, what do you want
Let's
to do
make
to
sure
try
that
to rekindle it? I'm not
I
sure.
mean we should just put out all I mean keep on putting out the fires, preparing stuff, making sure that everyone is well, and then bring out the booze and the food.
Well, while you look around, about more than half of the stuff that was around this area is burned.
Oh, shit.
There
All
was
the
a
good
lot of
attitudes.
fireworks that got what going off, and these methods that
Hmm.
exploded, and yeah, they didn't get there just in time, but they
Hmm.
stopped most of the fires on the buildings surrounding the square.
That's good.
Everything on the square is about half burned.
Oh yeah, then never mind. Let's just clean
Can I
up.
do another search for my dagger?
You searched quite well together with Illyria at the place where you've lost these daggers, and you've been scrounging through dirt and sand and ashes, and you weren't able to find it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not that you've tried just once. It's usually when you roll a check like this,
Oh,
it's you
so
spending
it's
it.
the full search.
Yeah, you spend a little bit more time. I mean, in combat, it's usually when you do a search or an investigation in combat, it's a shorter area, a smaller area that you can search. When you do it outside of combat, so outside of initiative, it's usually a longer period of time, multiple attempts at something that results in the roll that you roll.
Fair
That's
enough.
at least how I try to do this. So it's good to know for you as a player. It's usually a longer period of time doing something. It's not just a single attempt, bar some exception of course. But yeah,
All right.
So
So we are just waiting for the
for
wizard
the
to come
wizard,
over,
yeah.
right? Right? Yes.
No,
okay.
I think so, right? We wait for someone who's
I mean,
able
I,
to
I
speak that
want to keep
language.
an eye on the Azer while we're waiting, but
Okay. By now you see both the Azer just carefully coming towards you and a group of 3 wizards coming towards you. And at this point, I'm gonna give it into the hands of my friendly co-DMs who can perform as well as I try to be. So this is Johan and Rohan taking over for now.
Johan and Rowan, I like it.
The dynamic duo. I look very sternly at the wizards.
I'm like super interested in the Azer.
So the first thing you see is like the 3 wizards. There's one female. She looks a little bit older, and then there are 2 like a little bit smaller wizards. They look younger than her, and they kind of look the same, but one seems like one looks like the other one looks like
What?
Okay.
And they are probably fighting over an argument about the Aza.
What are they
Okay.
saying to each other?
Can we actually make out some words they're saying?
We are listening closely.
Yes.
okay.
Oh,
And I look
about the
strong.
argument.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yes.
No, 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 I'm sure I know where it's coming from. No, no, you don't know anything at all. You just make things up, and you say I say stuff. So no, no, I'm the smart one. Come on, you know I know stuff. You know, well, it's kind of like
Well,
fire,
here's the
so
thing. If you know anything, can you speak his language?
I mean, you guys summoned it, right? So do you
well,
know?
the young ones look at the older one like, you speak its language?
Um, well, yeah, no, of course not. I don't know. I've
Then where the shit
taught
did it come
some
from?
words, but no, it's not really my language to talk.
Do you
Why
at least
is
have?
it here? I mean, did
Um,
you summon it? Was that part of the fireworks?
no, no, of
going
course
on?
not. That's not our stick. We just make the fireworks. I don't know why this happened.
It came out of your firework rocket or whatever.
Well, I don't know. It's just a fire magic. It shouldn't do that.
So it's incompetence. That's what you're saying.
No, it looks like it misfired.
Oh yeah, very cute.
Maybe
Misfires?
maybe two of them collided in the air, and then some magical fire creature was born.
Can I roll
Did we create this?
Is did you say the Azer is actually coming over too? Like, can set something
Yeah, I
like that
think he
before
was
you?
heading in our direction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ken said something
Can
like
it-
that.
okay.
Can I roll a deception check on these wizards?
You want to decept them?
Sure. What do you wanna?
Well, oh no, I'm sorry.
Insight, right?
You want to do an insight?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, insight.
Oh, okay.
It's
See if they actually know anything. Should I roll it hidden or or open?
I think you could go open.
Yeah, sure. Make it open.
Very good.
They
Jeez.
they definitely
Yeah,
know
no,
the
they-
shit about fireworks.
Yeah, now guys, they clearly know their pyrotechnics.
Since they don't know anything, should we maybe talk to a like new friend, if you can call him that?
If
I
you
mean,
can talk to him, then
I mean, we
go
can
ahead.
try, right?
Go ahead.
Are
then.
you
I
sure?
don't understand anything he said.
I
Sorry,
mean,
what?
Are
yeah,
you sure you want to talk to that?
yeah, I will try that.
It
I
has
mean,
done
I know
more
some
to
fire
repair the damage
myself,
than you
and
have.
I make some
Oh,
smoke appear out of
oh.
my.
I've got an idea. Maybe you can wave your hands.
Can I punch her in
I
the
will
face?
try Primordial first.
You
No,
can
no,
highly
please don't.
recommend it because you're wizards, and wizards are supposed to be intelligent and learned and educated and sophisticated.
Yes,
What's
yes.
that?
Yeah,
That's
well,
exactly
I am.
like me.
Are you kidding me?
And Garrido is, so yeah, well, don't mind him. He's
I
a little
will
bit
just-
weird.
I want to just look and go over to the Azer and start like not angry yelling, but more so, "Hey, pay me your attention," and say like, "Hey, fiery dwarf" in Primordial.
It's this
Yelling.
if people don't understand you, but you get louder and louder as if that helps.
Yeah, like,
And you start speaking slower.
"Hey, fiery dwarf, come here! Hey, fiery dwarf!" in Primordial.
Try.
Yeah, he's just looking at you funny and tilting his head and was like,
Nice. I wanna actually go closer to him. Like if he doesn't come to me.
Well, the Aesop came walking towards your group to see if you could help him or something. He's just really interested in what you're trying to come up with.
Okay, so he's dwarven size, right?
So
So
just a minute.
Yeah.
so
Yes.
if he is, because I'm fucking 2 meters high as a dragonborn, I want to get on my knee and so get down to his size because that's friendly, you know. And then try to continue talking with him on Primordial and ask him, "Who are you? Where do you come from?" Still just asking him Primordial, even though he might not understand.
Okay, because you're taking a knee there for him. He touches his forehead, then his mouth, then somewhere on his chest, and then he takes a slight nod, like he's bowing for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I give it like kneeing. I give him a nod too, and
That was perfect, Tina.
Thank you.
Do one of you wizards know comprehend language, speak language? The spell?
Well, that's a good one, but I'm afraid right now I brought my pirate techniques and my fire spells. I'm sorry.
Do you at least
I
know of
wasn't
a wizard who
really,
can be of some use to us?
Can we find someone that could speak his language?
Or maybe a cleric to banish him back to wherever he came from.
No. We should understand why he's here. Let's
does
not
anyone
ban
of
it.
you has parchment
um,
and ink
well,
also?
maybe you've got one in your book. You've always got those weird spells with you. Just look around.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I was dozed off for a second. Looking for yes. Hey. No, it seems my backpack. I left it somewhere. In a fire.
Oh, guys.
Your review will show this. I said
So I'm sorry. Isn't there anyone else somewhere near? Like maybe I'll go check. And Bo walks off.
Oh, no.
And
No. Get him back. The three of you are sticking together.
No, you can let her go. Let him go. He will manage to find something eventually. So
No, he's stupid. Bring him back.
Problem.
no, but you don't understand. He is the smart muscle of a trio. That's
There is no such thing as smart muscle.
yes, yes. But you just hey Bo, what's smart muscle? Oh, you should lift with your legs, not with your back, because you'll get hurt, and that's not smart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which agency hired
Go
you
go
for
get
us?
some parchment then.
Please.
It should be Fireforge, eh?
Interesting. Good to know.
I would like to request that that payment go to someone a little bit more worthy for the night's efforts.
It will pleases you to know that your payment will go to the poor families whose houses have been singed, burned, whose livelihood has been maybe endangered. I hope you understand.
You may well be sent a bill for the damages you have caused tonight.
Fireworks Inc. Yes.
Taina, you just got another inspiration
Ooh,
for your
Nice.
epic roleplaying.
thank you.
Still kneeing in front of
Prissy
the
Noble pays off. See?
still kneeling in front of the Azer. I will now just start slowly speaking and point at me and say, "I am Barash," and then point at him. Like always speaking in primordial, because I don't know why. Does he know what I mean?
You hear a sound like a burning campfire coming from him.
Wow.
Something that sounds like Barash, but like it's burning in a fire.
Okay, so he doesn't. He just replies what I said, but with weird sounds or what? So I don't get the feeling he says something different than I was saying. If you say he says.
Oh,
Repeating it in
he
a
tried to
different-
imitate your voice, but
Okay.
it sounded like a campfire.
Uh, um, I don't know. Yeah, then I would just point at my head, at my wizard head, and be like, head, and then take my robe. So, and then go.
Lady Illyria, can you
Barrage!
get your aunt to come back and possibly, maybe she's much wiser than us, it seems, or at least wiser than these three. Maybe she
I
can
mean,
help
that
us
doesn't
out.
take much.
Yes, true, granted, but still.
Okay. I'm nodding at my aunt, my retainer, at Iliamwana, if she's close by, my majordomo, and ask her to please summon Aisha Liadon, my aunt who's the ice singer from the Broken Shield Inn. If you would be so kind to call her, it would be much appreciated. Maybe
Your
she
aunt
can
comes to
speak
you
the
and
language.
she says, "Yeah, I'll fetch her for you if you give me a few minutes." And
course.
after a minute or two, she comes back with Avisha.
I look at the fire wizards. That's what competence looks like. Oh, my dear aunt.
By the way, Barrage, you were
Yes.
pointing to your hat, and to your robe, and he pointed to his hammer. Bam, bam.
Yes, it's working. Yes. Actually, if he,
No,
if he
we'll go back to Tahina now.
Oh yeah,
for a
yeah,
second.
yeah, sure.
Um, my dearest Aisha, do you perchance understand this gentleman? And I point at the Azer.
I'm sorry, my dear. I do know he's probably originating from the elemental planes, but I'm not sure from where he exactly came. And my magic is ice. So unfortunately, the ice language is the only primordial I speak.
I see.
But do you know comprehend language?
I do not.
And do you know how, if you say that he's from another plane, do you know how we sent him back where he came from?
I do not, unfortunately. I do not know how he got here, so I would not know how to send him back. I do
It
not
seems
know
it was a-
what the thing is that got him here. The only thing I felt was a strong elemental magic force within the air,
Yeah.
almost like when I was performing myself. But it felt deranged and strange and broken.
I see. But nothing happened when you summoned the ice, so maybe it is still a magic mishap born out of.
It felt like it could have been, yes.
I see.
It feels like some of the elements are awry.
Does it still feel like that to you?
Sorry?
Does it still feel like that to you? Like there's something wrong?
I only felt it at the highest point of when all this happened. By then, it quickly dimmed away after these creatures were summoned into this world.
Do you recognize the creature?
This creature I did not know. I have heard some stories about creatures alike, but this is not one I know myself.
I confess I am not a native of this town. Do you know if there is anyone versed in the arcane arts who may recognize or be able to communicate with this thing that resides in Bridgestone?
I do not originate from Bridgestone itself. I came here traveling for my dearest niece's birthday party. So unfortunately, I would not know where to start searching for this kind of information.
At that, Lorenzo is going to try and get one of the guardsmen. He's going to try and see if he can actually get a message up the chain of command
Okay.
to one of the town captains or anything like that?
Yep.
So you're looking for a god.
Yeah, he's gonna find one. I need to speak with the captain. It is a matter of some importance.
You find an half-orc god, and he says, "Oh, you need the captain, huh? You can't figure out your troubles yourself, huh? You need the captain for that. You think I'm not good enough?" And
No,
he-
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite convenient, now is it? So yeah, you can find the captain if you walk straight that way.
No,
You
no, no,
go.
no, no. You misunderstand. You have legs. You will go fetch the captain.
Oh, oh, so that's how it is, huh? Well,
Exactly. I'm glad
if
we
I
have
am
this
to run an
understanding. And he
errand
gives him a
for
clap
you,
on the back.
then he holds out his hand. He says, "There's a certain damn it, compensation I would require from you."
You do realize that I have been paid to be your superior for the night. You disrespect me, you disrespect my employer. My employer just so happens to be the person paying for this entire party tonight. Now, do you really want to piss them off?
Can I go over to Lorenzo and casually put my arm on his shoulder and draw him back?
Oh, but yeah, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Lorenzo.
See?
Don't threaten him. We'll do this on our own.
This is not a threat. This is simple.
No. Yeah, I know, but he's clearly stupid.
Which is why he will make a perfect messenger.
Oh,
Just-
you want the perfect messenger? You should perhaps. He looks around. You should maybe the guy over there, and he points at an elf who's clearly passed out somewhere beneath the table.
I will tell you this much. If you do not go and fetch the captain, I will find a man who is better suited to do it, and I will have you fired before the morning.
I'd like to see you try that.
Can't someone roll a check?
Lorenzo just clicks towards another guard immediately with some fire in his eyes. He's not messing around.
You can roll an intimidation for that.
Sure.
Do we have redemptions? Like
Can I have it as can I have it as a deception roll by any chance?
Tina, this is so good.
Can I have this as a deception roll by any chance?
No intimidation.
Alright.
remember, you also have inspiration left.
I do. So I think might be. Oh, is that even rolled?
Oh, you can roll it real life.
No, it's fine. I'll stick with the thing. I can't even tell if it's actually rolling or
Yeah.
not. Why isn't it rolling?
It just came up.
Oh,
Did it?
I see
Yes.
something, yeah? You
Oh,
rolled
there
a
it is.
twelve?
Okay, yeah,
12.
it pop up that time out.
12, yes.
well, that's a nice little glare you have in your eyes, but it's not gonna do the trick, little man. I'll still need that compensation from you.
I'm going to leave him in the dust and head off towards a better, well, someone that looks a little bit more like he's actually here to do his frigging job.
Can I walk up to this same guard and roll a persuasion check? I just want to be like, look, he doesn't know how your job is tough. We know that. All we're looking for is just
No, it's
some
not.
help. Oh, well then I don't know. I got nothing.
Great.
Nice try.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to keep befriending myself with the Azel.
Could I hear that? I mean, or was I too busy with my aunts and the Azer to notice this going on as well?
Lorenzo, you're looking for another god. Wacht, sorry, what? What?
Tahina saw it, yes.
Tahina saw it?
Tahina, you saw this happening a bit
Sort
at
of?
a distance.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then back to Lorenzo.
I come over and give him the death glare.
Nice.
If I remember correctly, my family, the noble house of Dormland, has paid a very generous sum to the guards of Bridgeton to keep the peace and quiet of these festivities. And you have been given to us for this evening, not only as security detail, but to do our bidding. And this man here is my chief of security, and I think you are disobeying him. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Oh, well, you can make a persuasion.
Oh no.
I'm going to re-roll that. I have true inspiration from the dungeon master. This
Oh, great.
is
Oh!
Natural
Natural 20.
Nice. Okay.
Womp womp womp
Are
womp.
you
That's
sure
that's
that
10
is the last
XP
thing
to
you wanna
everybody
do?
in chat, by the way.
It's not that I get hurt.
Awesome.
You do realize who I am, right?
Okay. So what happens is that he stares at you for a second and he turns around and runs off.
Love it.
And then you hear him scream, "Oh, I'll get the captain for you, man!"
That is too kind. I say turn around.
Lorenzo meanwhile turns and looks at Illyria. I think I need to have a word with the person you picked to hire these people. First the wizards, now the guards. Who's next?
That is a very good question.
Can I, in
So
the
I-
meantime,
Lorenzo, are you from the city?
Which city?
No, we hired him from outside.
Bridgeton.
No, I'm not a resident. I'm
So
passing.
I take him aside. And just go, Lorenzo, the cards here are crooked as all
Incompetent
hell.
fools.
They're crooked.
I have yet to meet a guard who is not.
No, but these are like, I'm from here. I'm surprised he even offered to take a bribe from you. Like, just fair warning.
I appreciate the concern, if you can call it that.
Sorry. Come again?
Let us hope that the captain is a little better than his man.
Agreed.
Also, I can only say that 10 years ago, things were going much more smoothly. I think they, I don't know,
You-
inbred with the past. I don't know.
Henrik, did you have a question just earlier?
No, I just want, since I'm like trying to continue befriending somehow with the Acer, I just want to say to him kind of like, here, what is your neat trick? And then I bow my head to the side and do a small presentation of my fire breath. So I don't hit anyone or anything with it, but just make a fire breath to make him see, look, I can do fire too. And I actually say that like really enthusiastic in Primordial to him, even though he doesn't understand. But yeah,
Okay.
I just want to become his friend.
Well, when you do this fire thing with your breath, he takes a little step back, and then he just puts up one finger, and then it burns really furiously, and then he puts down his hand when it's gone
That's
again.
really impressive. Really impressive.
Oh, and
Do
he
you
claps his
just-
hands for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually nod and pull off my hat as he does.
Oh, make a performance.
Oh god. Okay. Wait. Performance. No, let's see. Natural 20! Become my friend, Azer!
He's really impressed by your fire skills.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, then I just keep trying to say new words like table, glass. I don't know. Keep pointing out stuff
Okay.
and say the words for it. Keep him busy and yeah, I don't know.
Entertain.
Let things develop.
Okay.
Keep him entertained so he doesn't put things on fire.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm like really curious about him now since
Yeah,
fire
so-
and stuff.
Match made in, I don't know, Bator or something.
The planes.
So yeah, you're starting to try to make some sense of the words you're saying. You try to convince him of some words, and he does like make more campfire noises with some of the similar sounds as you make. And sometimes you hear him imitate another sound that you think is a description of his word for what you're pointing out.
Cool. Can I actually like try to replicate what he is saying? Then if I get the feeling he says the word in his language, can I then try to make the sound he made somehow?
Yeah, you try to to imitate some of the sounds he makes, just like he is with you, and it sounds similar to him as it would sound to you, basically.
Yeah.
And you're
Okay,
trying to
great.
make up some friendly stuff with him, and yeah, he's just looking around and seems quite interested in what you're pointing out around him.
Great. Cool.
The There comes the guard that was just before. He comes running towards you with another bigger, a full orc he's got clenched on his arm, and it was, "I got him for you, ma'am. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Thank you. Bye bye."
I just nod.
So what's this all about? You just said that the organizer needed me or something. What's going on?
I nod at Lorenzo.
It is good of you to come, Capitan. And Lorenzo recites this in perfect Orcish. I require your assistance. You're obviously a well-traveled man, know the town well and its inhabitants, I would hope. We need someone who can communicate with this thing. He says and gestures towards the Asia. I do not know if the town holds any pyromancers or wizards of great repute. I was hoping you could perhaps help us out.
Well, the only wizards that we know are wizards that might be in service of the mayor, and those are, yeah, the simple wizards that are out here. Those are the same one he uses with his own parties and the nobles' parties around here. You know, they know a little bit of fire tricks and stuff, but I think if you want to know something more, I wouldn't know. You might want
And
to
it
ask
seems we
these
have
wizards, you know, who are busy with these fires, and he points out these wizards who are still standing there.
I wonder if will have to travel all the way to Baradur to the university to find someone to talk to this person.
It is looking like it.
Who do you want to talk to?
I want to talk to this gentleman, and I point at the Azer.
Well, yeah, I can't help with that. I don't speak fire.
Yeah, same here.
It is a common problem.
I'm learning it slowly.
I mean, just talking to him. is
Good
not
on
going-
you.
Just talking to him is not going to solve anything, right? I mean, he's
No.
obviously, if my aunt is correct, then he is not. This is not his home plane, right? And
Yep.
he was brought here by some form of magical mishap. And I look at the wizards.
And the wizards nod at each other and have been, you know, just writing stuff down that has been happening and comparing notes.
I roll my eyes. And then we need to get him back where he came from. I don't think. I mean, can he even stay here for a prolonged time? I mean, I don't know. I have. This is not my field of expertise. So, what do we do with him?
Well, I would not know. Maybe you can take care of him, and the orc guard looks a little bit dumbishly at you.
Do I look like I have a home for stray elemental creatures?
But do you look like I have one?
No, I need someone who can take him.
You have a presence cell, do you not?
Yeah, but do you think that he's not gonna burn everything down then?
He has not seemed aggressive so far. Until such a time as you find someone capable of communicating with him, it may be the best place to hold him.
Well,
I don't agree with that.
if you want to
He
take him
hasn't done
there,
anything wrong.
I can point you the way.
No, we're not. He's done nothing wrong.
Activate the fire person.
Also, we've got a cheers from Xylium because he wants a drink. So cheers.
Hmm. I go back to the fire wizards. In your spellbook, do you have a spell called comprehend languages or speak languages or talk fire? I don't know what it's called and I don't really care, but do you have that spell and could you, I don't know, learn it overnight?
Um, yeah, if I'm correct, I should have it, but I can't really use it right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've made quite some fires in the sky, and I'm quite low on magical power.
How long would it take you to learn it?
Well, to learn it's not the problem. It's just I need to like take a rest for
You
now.
need a nap and a sandwich?
Yeah, I could go for a sandwich, and the nap is.
That's all right. You can eat elsewhere.
So how long?
Maybe like an hour or 8. Yeah.
An hour or 8.
Sounds delicious.
I would
Has
suggest.
anyone tried feeding the Azer?
Nope.
What?
Nobody has.
I'm just teaching him
Can
a
I-
language.
All
Calm
right.
down.
So I want to go. Yeah, but you can't. You can't learn on an empty stomach. I'm gonna go and get a sausage on a roll from the inn.
Okay. At the end there is a big cauldron of stew.
Oh, then I'm just gonna ladle a nice bowl full of it and bring it out to him with utensils.
He picks up this bowl that you bring him. He looks at it, at these utensils,
Stew.
and then out of his pocket he takes something that looks like his pork,
Oh, this guy knows what's up.
and then he starts just poking it in once. Tastes it. His eyes brighten
Yeah?
up a bit, and then he
Yeah?
starts shoving the rest of it.
Oh,
in.
nice. Good idea, man. Good idea. This is stew.
Exactly. And then he gives you back the bowl after like 4 or 5 bites.
I give him a thumbs up. I'm like, huh? Yeah, it's good, yeah.
And
Like hoping for some kind of reaction.
he looks pleased.
Fair enough. I set the bowl down on the nearest table that's not burnt to the ground.
Okay. Yeah, you put the bowl down.
All right, so now
looks
I'm
like
hungry. I'm gonna go
you've-
get food.
You've been around quite long, and even looks like the light might be coming up soon. It's starting to. You've been putting out the fires, doing the stuff with the guards and with the Azer, and so you do notice that it's getting lighter out.
By the way, before it gets light, I want to see the eclipse. And I think I'm going to stand there in the singed marketplace in front of the Broken Shield Inn with maybe the last not broken crystal glass of booze, looking at the eclipse and say, "Happy birthday to me." And done.
And you notice that your aunt and your 2 other retainers are there as well, hoisting a glass to you. and then just exhaustively walk towards the inn.
Yeah, I put an arm around Matis and an arm around Tavasar and walk back to the inn.
Okay. What does the rest want to do?
I'm just keeping
gonna get
the
drunk.
Aether company.
Well,
Just
probably the only place where they're still serving might be the Broken Shield Inn.
Excellent. I grab a bottle of whatever is on the bar top,
Okay,
uncork it,
roll the
and
die
take
20.
just
See what you're drinking.
a little swig. A
look out
D20?
for colorful stuff.
What is it, D20?
Yeah, D20. You grab a glass of wine and a bottle of wine and just start downing this. Yeah. What does the rest want to do? Katanis, Lorenzo?
Lorenzo will be keeping relatively close to his charge for the evening, so he'll have followed Deliria into the Broken Shield and keeping respectful distance from her and her family, but going back into security mode, in essence, making sure there's no more disturbances for the night.
Okay. Tavor and Bronte seem to be
Lorenzo,
living
a
inside
drink?
as well.
Not what I'm on the job, thank you.
I
Yeah.
always drink on the job.
Alira goes back inside. Barash, what do you want to do?
Good question. Can I? No, I don't want to take the Aether inside too. So that, I mean, that would be pretty weird, I guess.
I
I don't know, I
invite the
just
user
don't.
inside.
I mean, I'm just thinking of if we bring the Aether inside, like what do other people think, and also like, I mean, he's still burning dwarf, right? So you know,
Sort of.
so you know, I would offer him a bed, but he would burn down the bed. So
So you take him inside, and Ignis looks a bit funny at him, but then he sees that he's probably with Illyria and with the rest of you, and he saw a little
Actually-
bit of what was happening outside, so he doesn't make a big fuss about it.
since,
And you
since
bring
there is
him.
like there is all sorts of alcohol, right? So I guess there's something like fire whiskey or so.
You try to give him offer him some alcohol, but he waves it away.
Okay. Well, I would just drink some.
Yeah, sure.
And since I mean, there's now a bartender. I don't know all the, can't remember. But I would want to find out about the colorful drink that I just drank, and I don't know how focused I am still and stuff. So
Are you gonna sit down with the Azer, or what are you gonna do with him?
yeah, no, I want to sit down with the Azer, then offer some liquor,
Okay.
which he turned down, right? So yeah. And
Okay. You give him this liquor, and as soon as you sit down, you just feel your body collapse into relaxation mode, and then
Oh, he's going down.
darkness.
oh
Nothing.
yes.
Oh, look at that.
Don't do drugs, kid. Don't do drugs.
But the rest of the
do,
party
give me
sees, because I think everybody's inside right now. Everybody else sees this glistening brightness that was in Barash's eyes. They see his eyes roll backwards. Then he crashes with his head bang into the table, and 2 seconds later, his head rises again, and there's a really strange look in his eyes.
Can I roll an insight check and see what's going on with him?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
what's going on? I want to do an insight as well.
Yeah, you can. Everybody who's looking at this can roll it inside.
Don't ruin my friendship with the Azer, please.
Hey, you are the one who's doing I don't know what.
Okay. You think that this is not the look that Barash had in his eyes before. It looks almost like someone else.
Wait, in the Azer's eyes or Barash's eyes?
Barash's eyes.
Oh, I thought this was from
No, that was
the Azer
Barash.
that did this.
No, it was Barash. The
I'm like,
Dragonborn
you,
that was sitting on at the table just crashed with his head into the table, and then his head rose again. And you just now see him stand up and walk out outside of the end of the or into the direction of the door.
you okay there, buddy?
He looked weird, right? Let's
Oh,
see
He
what
no,
turns
he
his
is.
head and with a really big smile he says, "Yeah, I'm doing alright." And then he opens the door.
Oh, they should not sell that kind of booze.
It was great.
Do you know that it is the booze? I mean, he was just crushing and now he's maybe possessed or something. We don't know what's going on.
I don't have that kind of education.
I did not see what he was drinking, so I don't know. Should we be concerned? Should we follow him?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna follow him.
You're gonna follow him?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I follow him.
Should I leave now or something? To not.
You're not in control right now.
Yeah, no, but like I don't mind. I could mute everything.
No, it's good, it's good. Okay, yeah, he leaves the inn and you walk after him. What does the rest want to do?
I want to follow as well, and I want to grab a longbow and a quiver of arrows and swing it over my shoulders.
Still the longbow.
You run
No,
up and
really?
grab your stuff and run back down. And
No, I just want to see if someone in the tap room has a bow and arrow or something.
there seems to be whatever's left here is either passed out drunk on the table somewhere, but there's or
There
there
was a
probably
fancy axe hanging over the hearth, right?
there is.
Could I borrow
Johan,
that?
wat
I
voor
have,
wapens hangen er nog eens in de
melee
Brokenschilde
weapon,
in op dit
martial weapon
moment?
proficiency.
Wait, give a second, 1 second.
This is just too good.
Just to make sure that
As you look through the interior of the inn, you notice that behind the bar there is, I believe there was 2 scimitars,
oh, very nice. Let
they
me
are
go
nailed
let
to
me
the
go
wall.
twist on this.
and just above it there is this like tablecloth, but real old people style. Like you know the thing. There's those pictures on the internet where they say this is what happens in East European countries, and you see a TV with a white cloth on top of
this
it,
thing on top. Ah, yeah, I know.
and it's just nailed to the wall as well. There's a glaive on the ceiling. There's a warhammer sticking out of one of the sides in the wall,
There's a plant pot on it.
and there's a plant on top of it.
Are there daggers anywhere?
What else? Daggers? No, no daggers.
I go.
I will
up.
find daggers.
Is Ignis still manning the bar?
Yes.
I will go over and say, "Can I borrow those?" And I point at the scimitars. Just for a
Absolutely
moment.
not.
And if I say, "Pretty please,"
No. There's a part of the interior. I can't borrow. No.
I need a weapon.
Oh, that's okay. And he pulls out a dagger underneath the covers. Like,
Have you
I take the
something
dagger.
for my size? Sweet pie set, friend. Like,
Just buy it
and
off
he
of
just
him.
pulls out. He just pulls out this little short sword. This is bigger.
That's true, and I grab it. I do. And I know I have a
Kindly
dagger.
return it to me.
I will, I promise. And I lean over the bar and give him a big kiss on the forehead, and then I go after the others.
Yeah. Oof. He falls on the ground.
With big
Interesting.
white eyes and tears almost bursting outside of the corners, you know, anime style. Yeah, and blood coming out of his nose.
Oh dear.
Sir, you said something about the dagger.
Yeah, but you just literally gave it to her.
No, I've got this dagger.
I-
You want to borrow it?
I toss him a gold.
He gives you the dagger immediately.
Sweet, thanks, man.
And then the two of you run out. Lorenzo.
Can I have rolled a perception check on what's going on with Barash to see if I recognize it as being the effect of drugs or inebriation or anything of the nature?
Well, with the insight check that you rolled, you're definitely sure this is probably the alcohol or some kind of non-normal effect. It's not magical, but it's definitely something going on that probably has to do with something he consumed.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna, again, just keep that respectful distance. Just follow Illyria out, but I'm not particularly fussed about this. I'm sure there's plenty of other partygoers in a similar state.
Okay. You all follow out behind Barash, who walks towards the edge of the bridge, and there's still a bucket with water in there. And he just picks up the bucket and empties it over his head, and then puts down the bucket, and he starts walking in the opposite direction of where we just moved to. And he starts
So
walking
now he's
toward.
moving back to the bar.
He starts moving across the town square, and it starts moving towards the tree that's in the center.
Hey, you okay there?
He turns his head with the same big smile you saw before. I'm alright, thank you very much. I'm just gonna do a quest.
A quest.
How about you do that tomorrow?
Why tomorrow? I'm so excited to do a quest right now. It's always
But
good to do a quest.
what about your fiery friend?
Which fiery friend? I don't know any. Do I have a fiery friend? Tell me about this fiery friend.
He's so
I
interesting.
want to
Come
see this fiery
inside.
friend.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, where is he? And he starts looking around. Is he there? And he
No.
just charges
Yeah.
towards an alley.
Jeez.
Is it just
After
you and
you?
me?
I guess.
You're all out there
Christ.
now, right now. So it's Lorenzo, Xander, and Illyria. And Barrage is just doing his thing, apparently.
I look at the Alexander and Renz and say, if one of you would tackle him down, I'm still in. And I point at the first.
I go to trip him up and tackle him.
Cool.
Okay. Roll a athletics check for that. Oh, you want to tackle him or trip him? Yeah, you know what? Acrobatics or athletics, depending what you want to do.
Oh, then we are doing acrobatics.
So you want to really, what do you want to do that?
I am going to walk alongside of him and then just trip him up by quickly putting a foot up, like putting my inside leg in front of his knee.
You want to trip
My
him?
hand behind, yeah, my hand behind his back, and then roll through with it so it trips him up,
Okay.
and then just
Roll
hold
acrobatics.
him there.
As he's doing this, Lorenzo will be reaching into his pack and pulling out a coil of rope.
Give me 1 second. You trip him. And he falls over on the floor, and he starts rolling on his back and laughing out loud.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Illyria, Lorenzo, you see this happening too. He just trips and falls over, bursts out laughing on the floor.
Oh dear.
I would assume I would get help from Xander with this, but I'm going to take the rope and start binding his feet,
Okay.
and then move into his hands and just try and restrain him a little bit.
He's not really trying to get out. He's just enjoying himself, it seems, for some reason.
I make soothing noises and say, it's okay. It's just
Okay, you can
everything's
roll
going to
a
be-"
You know what? Roll
Persuasion?
an animal handling.
I would rather roll persuasion, but okay.
It's just because of the state he's in, because he's in a sort of primordial state now.
Why didn't that work? I rolled it
You
just
can roll in real
before,
life if
right?
you want to.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to use this Stormwind Blue dice.
Ooh, nice.
I'm not proficient in that, but I have +2, so 17.
Um, okay. What was it you were doing exactly?
I'm trying to soothe him and make him calm down, stop his hysterical giggling and stuff like that,
Well,
and make
what you're
him
doing
come
is
with
just
us.
you're stroking his back and be a little
Good
bit,
little dragonborn.
yeah, patting him and scratching him behind what appears to be some sort of ears between a spot between his scales. There you find a spot that you can
Whatever.
perfectly scratch, and he seems to be calming down. Puts a finger in his mouth, goes into fetal position, rocking back and forth while you're binding him.
I look at Lorenzo and say, do remember this well. Maybe we need to blackmail him one day.
I like the way you think. Unfortunately, I think there is little we can do for him except let him sleep it off.
Yeah.
And perhaps be, if you're so inclined to speak with him tomorrow, perhaps be a little bit gentle.
I'm always gentle. Unless I'm not.
So you take him
Yeah.
back towards the inn,
Yeah.
and you arrive back at the inn.
I'll take
And while
the.
you, by the way, while you move back along the inn, you still see the table, which had your presents on it, and you do see a few of the things there still might be intact.
Oh, okay. Like what?
You want to check out what you can find?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I'll help with that.
okay. You scurry around through everything you find, put everything to the side that's burned, and push it away, and find whatever else you find. And between this, you find uh, 10 gems that you think are worth 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
Um,
Each?
each, yes.
Cool.
Some of them you pulled out of some jewelry that has been melted while with the fire, so you only get the gems out of them.
Okay.
You find 4 red-colored potions.
Red colored means health potion, right?
Then you find another scroll that seems to have to survived the fire, which is a cantrip called Dancing Lights.
Mhm.
Then you find something that's a redemption from Xylium, a party potion, which is a potion of giant strength.
Hmm. Okay.
And besides that, you find, dinky. You find a.
Let me just say that, and before I forget it, every one of my companions who helped fight off the Mephit, I'm
Yeah.
going to give each one 2 of the gems.
Okay.
So there are 5 people beside me, right? So everyone gets 2 gems.
Okay. And you find a dark blue rhomboid, kind of stone gem, kind of thing.
Okay.
Which Xander recognizes possibly being a ion stone.
Ooh.
A ion
Ho,
stone
ho,
of
ho, 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 ho.
a ion stone of awareness.
Ooh. Those
That's
are the things circling your head, right?
Yes, they are.
And it's
yes.
blue.
with this one, you cannot be surprised.
That's a pretty
Um,
gift.
and then you find a. 1 second.
A comprehend language scroll.
I'm
you
sorry
find-
about that, everybody. What did I miss?
You find a
don't know.
divining rod of some sort. You know what you would used to find water with. Only this one seems to be inscribed with 4 signs. You can roll a history check.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Wait a second.
Long story short, mate, we should do the Dragonborn, and he's gone into catatonic state.
Oh, okay.
That is a good roll. Yeah, you caught him.
You tied me up or something, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
scratched behind his ears and petted his head until he calmed. Animal handling. I don't know. And now we're looting the rest of the presents that are not burned.
You think that these markings are the 4 markings of the elemental signs. So the markings of
course.
fire, water, earth, and air.
I think I might want to ask my aunt if this has something to do. Although the stage is not so close.
Are you picking this one
here.
up?
Yeah.
Okay, you pick it up, and there's like it's a stick with 2 ends on it on the side.
Mhm.
And as soon as you pick it up, you feel it pulling on you a bit.
It does what?
Like
It
it's
does
pulling
what?
into a certain direction.
Pulling? Okay. In what direction is it pulling me?
Actually, while you start feeling a little bit left and right, you notice there's a few
Okay.
locations where there's a stronger pull that you notice.
Okay. Is this something that I'm familiar with from my sister because she's a divination professor?
You have heard about these kind of items or objects that they would use in divination kinds of magic to either find locations of strength or power or a certain description or certain people, even if they would use this kind of magic to describe a certain someone, or would use someone's essence or personal belonging to make this kind of item. Yes.
Is it pulling me to the point where the Aza spawned?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Shall we follow this? I ask Lorenzo and Sander. This is obviously some kind of divination rod for elements, and it's trying to pull me somewhere. Or should we leave that for tomorrow? Maybe the Azer can, the fiery guy can do something.
Lorenzo, who's kind of busy
Um,
trying to
did
prop
you-
this half-asleep Dragonborn up, kind of gives a bit of a
Did you-
non-committal shrug.
Did you
And
finish with the rest of your gifts?
Oh yeah, what else is there to find? That's a good question.
That's what you find.
Okay, I wanna attune to the Iron Stone.
Yes, you can. You notice that, by the way, a little bit with playing with the stick. It seems to be some sort of direction pointing to the northeast, somewhere to the southwest,
Okay.
and somewhere to the southeast. In the general direction, not the exact direction, but that general direction is what you notice.
So northeast, southwest, and northwest.
Northeast, southwest, and southeast.
Okay. Okay.
strange, is it not, to see that we get a creature of fire appearing from the elemental plane, and then you end up with a present that seems to pull or be connected towards these things.
Yeah, this is very, very strange indeed.
Can I roll a history check to see if I recall who gave that present?
Yeah, is there like a card?
Who? Give me 1 second to convey with my fellow DM here.
matter what.
While they are
Okay.
conversing,
Roll a history check for me, please. Not bad. What you seem to recall is not necessarily someone because you've been walking around observing quite a lot of people, right? And also at the present row. Uh, this seems to be something that was not put there during the long line of people there, but while you think of it, while you were putting out the flames, you saw a what seemed to be a blue-colored dragonborn putting this one down about half an hour ago.
I seem to recall the person who put this there, but in the midst of all the chaos, I did not get all that clear of a picture, but it was a dragonborn, not unlike a friend here, he says, and so gives Barash a bit of a nudge. But this one was blue.
huh. Do I remember any blue dragonborn that has been on the guest list? Someone of importance, maybe?
Roll a history.
Was the dragonborn blue? Wasn't it orange? I mean, I didn't see it as Barash, but
Never mind then.
You don't recall anything. You saw a big guest list, but no names that you can recall
On,
by head now.
well, I think would I have noticed if the blue was because of the magical color effects that were getting thrown around, or if it was his actual skin color?
There was this skin color.
Okay.
Hmm.
Like you saw the yellow one earlier, the last session. This one was a blue one.
okay.
Hmm. Phew, I don't know. I don't remember anyone on the guest list who matched that color. I mean, we could put inquiries out to the agencies that did the relay the invitations for us, but
It would be worth a try, but with the amount of guests here, I'm pretty sure we've had almost all of the town in present attended. I think it might be quite difficult to find out who this person was.
yeah, that is indeed true.
The Acer is still sitting in the corner, just looking around a bit and looking next to him at Barrage, who you just put down next to him, and he seems to be looking at him like a watchful mother of some sort. And
Wasn't that nice?
you also
Oh, they
see
have been
this.
bonding over
Who's doing that?
something.
You see this old lady who walks around in the inn, which you know is Mama Baba Aliria,
Ah,
and she comes walking out with a few blankets and some pillows and gives these to the people that don't officially have a stay in this inn,
mhm.
and says to you, just take a spot somewhere down here. It has been a long night. You have a good rest here, and then just continue in the morning. I think it's been a long night. And outside you hear the of the
Rooster.
roosters, indicating that it's indeed morning by now.
I think it's time to meditate about this, I say, rubbing my face tiredly. And I go go up to the bar
Yeah.
and look at nose splat covered Ignis and give him his weapons back.
Okay. Ignis,
He seems unfazed.
you fell asleep, maybe?
Maybe too much blood loss. That's mean of us.
Hold on.
He's not really listening.
Literally fell asleep. I love it.
She gives you the weapons back.
Thank you, thank you.
I thank you.
I hope they've been of quite some help.
I ended up not needing them, but I appreciated that you gave them to me.
No problem, no problem.
So you all take a spot or place to spend the night and take a long rest.
I mean,
In
I have a room.
Yeah, you can go to your room.
Several people in, but okay.
Yeah, you have your own room here. So,
Yeah.
and when you wake up after your long rest, you have gained a level. You're now level 2.
Oh, nice.
Woot!
So I hope everybody prepared for that.
Not at all, but I'm fine. Oh my god, I'm gonna learn comprehend language.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
Waking up after this, like whenever I get back my consciousness, and suddenly know the spell. So we're
uh,
actually doing the level up now, or what is going on?
yeah, you can do your level up now. Just
Okay.
go to your library, drag a class level in from the class you want from the correct resource, like you
Yeah.
did before.
Well, let me type, please. Sorcerer. Level 2.
And you're all long rested as well, so
You learn 2 new spells each level, right?
you should double check with. No, it's not for sorcerer. I think it's another list for sorcerers. It's just
Let me
X
just
amount of
check.
spells.
Oh, I actually get sorcery points now. I need to actually get into that now. So I get one more spell slot. That's what he did. Oh, spells known. Yeah, I get one more spell. Exactly. Yeah. But I know what spell this will be. It's going to be comprehend language. Wait, actually, does it? I don't know.
Is it enough that I just put in Ranger level 2?
Yeah,
Does
it should be.
do everything else?
It should get pop-ups for what you should have to fill out. Let me double check with you. Features, abilities. Uh,
I should get fighting style now.
I think you should. Doesn't show. Let me double check
Nope.
for you with you.
I mean, we can do that sometime
Yeah, we
else.
can
I
do
mean,
that
go
outside
back
of.
to RPG, right?
Yeah.
I have a player's handbook here, and I'm going for archery. So just so you know.
Okay. Cool.
I mean,
We'll sort out the rest later, so we can continue for a little bit before we call it a night. So you wake up in the morning with a big bowl of stew in front of you, and Roger giving you a wink while he gives you this. And next to that, he gives you a few honey cakes that seem to be leftovers from the night before, and some a watered down light beer. And that's what you wake up with. And the Azo is just still in the corner, watching over Barrage, who's still there with his eyes open, rocking back and forth with his thumb in his mouth.
do I get back to consciousness at some point, or do you just say when I do it?
I
Right.
will.
So you just say that for that.
Yep. So guys, Gesundheit.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
So in the morning, I'm going to dress properly, and I'm going to grab all my weapons,
Yeah.
just to be sure. And I want to see if the Azer is still there when I come down. Maybe he's just gone back where he came from as suddenly as he appeared. Who knows?
No, he's
I
still
don't know.
sitting in the corner, watching over this Dragonborn that you met the night before.
Okay, so and he's still looking non-hostile, right?
So he's still looking what?
He's not hostile, not.
No, he
not
doesn't look
moving?
hostile at all.
Hmm.
He seems to be still looking around like he has no idea where he is, but he doesn't look like he's hostile or he's more investigative than anything.
I'm going over to him and say, good morning. Yesterday I was a bit out of sorts, so I hope you are not offended. And then I'm going to say good morning in every language that I can.
What
Like,
languages do you speak?
I can Common, an Elvish, an Orcish, and Dwarvish, and I think that's about it.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, you hear.
Yeah, I guess that was too much to ask for. I hope you enjoy your stay on our plane. We're going to try to get you back, I promise.
He
I guess.
seems to have some understanding in his eyes, seeing as
Hmm.
you're not aggressive to him and so far have treated him properly.
I say to him in Dwarvish because he mostly looks like a dwarf, and I kind of hope that maybe that translates into something that he understands. My family employed the wizards whose incompetence brought you here, so I feel responsible for you, and I assure you it was not on purpose that you were brought here, and I will see that you will be um, returned to your proper plane of existence, wherever that might be.
He looks at you with a what seems to be a small flame, a little bit higher than the other flame above his eye, like a raised eyebrow.
Okay. Like he doesn't understand me or doesn't
Yes,
believe that I'm able to. Okay. I just smile and give him a thumbs up. Everything will be fine.
the other
It's
eyebrow
fine.
raises as well.
Ah, I look down at the Dragonborn. Is he still breathing? Your
He's
friend
still
okay? I
rocking
say and
back and
point at
forth
him.
with his thumb in his mouth.
That still doesn't look good.
And when you walk up to him, he pulls it out. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Are we gonna go out? Are we gonna go
I
on a
put his thumb
quest?
back in.
You push his thumb back in, and he starts rocking back and forth again.
He's not ready yet, I say and pat his head then. Off for breakfast. I mimic eating. Did you eat something
To who?
to the Aether?
And he waves you off a bit.
Okay. And I make this like something else?
And
Can I groggily just go over and hand him a honey cake?
he takes his honey cake and puts it down, and then he waves you off a bit.
Oh, okay, no, he's good.
And then he's gonna kill me.
So yeah, you're sitting there in the inn.
I hope that my aunts are with me.
Uh,
And
yeah, she seems to be. She woke you up in the morning as well, and she told you that she was gonna help out with your fellow retainers outside, clean up whatever was happening, so you can bother with important stuff.
okay. If you wanted to speak the language of an elemental creature or want to find someone who can speak that language, where would you start looking for someone? Someone who's maybe powerful enough to cast a spell to bring that. Or
Uh,
I say something like a gateway where we can put him back where he came from or something.
you asked it on your at your aunt, at who?
Yeah,
Your retainer.
I asked my both of my aunts, the ice
Um,
singer and my retainer.
um,
I mean, my Odomo trained with druids, and they do know something about the elements. So I hope that she might know something because of where she worked.
and well, they both look at each other and whisper a bit to each other, and then they walk up to you. Well, we don't know exactly what happened here, but if you want some answers, we might recommend some help of the Orcish shamans who have a really deep connection with the elemental magics going on in the lands.
Hmm. Do you happen to know where the next Orcish shaman is?
Well, they are usually quite well hidden within the deep forest of Egg, and this
Hmm.
is not information we are allowed to give out.
I see.
This is something that this is a group of individuals that hides for reasons.
I
So
see.
you would need some kind of in with them to get to them.
I see. So let's hope that the wizards who created this chaos can help clear some of it up and show up with their comprehend language spell. Tongues, whatever.
Yeah, where are they at?
Mhm.
Do we see
Where
them
are
anywhere?
they?
He asks groggily and somewhat still drunk.
If everything else fails, we can travel back to Egg and try to find one of those wizards, of these shamans, and do them a favor or something.
By the way, completely meta, Jack of all trades is ridiculous.
I know. Especially for a half elf. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I just finished figuring out the skills and putting the half. Oh my god.
So while you're up and about having your breakfast, all of a sudden, those three wizards, they just happen to walk in,
Ooh.
looking around if they can find you.
I snap my fingers and like raise it. I'm like, you.
Yes, you're from the other night.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Now can you comprehend or speak languages this morning?
Yes, it should be working. Darling, will you do the talking? Will somebody else do it?
Lady Illyria, do you want to? Do you want me to? The Dragonborn won't be.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is still out of it. Or I would have said that he might do it because he seemed to have a good connection to the fellow. So maybe you do that. You seem to have a gift for languages or talking to people. If you wouldn't mind. I
But
would
Barrage is
appreciate
No,
going
I'll-
on like.
it.
Yep, I'll do it.
Okay, just give me
That's
a
fine.
hand then. She reaches out.
I gave you a hand.
No, I would like to have your hand.
Oh,
And then-
so no. Here.
Just hold it out. That's okay.
Yeah. I got it out. Got it out there.
Yeah, and she just puts her hands on top and underneath. She'd be like,
Oh my god.
It is impressive that you can pull that off with just a touch.
I mean I'm good and all, but
Thanks, Sam.
so do I feel any difference?
Satisfaction, maybe?
Well, I didn't get any. So I let everybody know. So I speak Orcish, Elven. Say something. Does anybody know Dwarven or Halfling?
I do. And I say something in Dwarven.
Do I understand her?
You can hear her clearly saying something.
So I can't comprehend a language.
Yeah. But she said something in Dwarvish, so.
Oh, okay. So the spell actually works. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Wow.
So I go and sit by the Azer and put my hand around his shoulder. What kind of reaction do I get?
Oh,
It's surely quite hot.
Then I remove my hand and I'm like, so, are you feeling talkative today? Now, I know I can't speak his language. but
Yeah.
does talking and communicating get him to speak back?
Yeah, he'll just look at you and be like, I just want to go home.
Hey guys, he wants to go home.
And does he know how to
Wait.
do that?
You can understand me?
And I nod.
Okay. Well, I just, I was fighting these magma methods, and suddenly I've been transported here. I don't know what happened.
Oh, so he was fighting them.
Well, I have to explain that to you, but I do.
And did he notice anything before he was transported here?
I can't talk back to him.
Oh,
I can only understand what he's saying.
oh, I see. We look
But he was
expectantly at the
he
Aether.
he was fighting the methods,
Mhm.
and then he was transported here. So whatever these three morons did caused the methods to come through. I'm sorry, it's a term of endearment where I come from.
Well, it's not here. Here we
Uh,
just call them the stupid people.
I'm sorry. The three wizards, whatever they did,
Was not our
caused.
doing.
Well, how did it happen?
Yeah, I don't know. We just made the fire. It should work, right?
Xander, you do recall that if you would think that they had something to do with it, that because of your performance, you would have an equal share in this
Hmm.
because of what happened, and you have the feeling that it wasn't you in control in the end.
Okay, so that dawns on me, and then
Yeah,
I look.
you recall this information, so you do have
Yeah.
some sort of feeling and compassion towards them because you don't have the feeling it was them, and that's what you feel from them as well, that they try to purvey to you.
All right, so I look at everyone. I'm like, maybe we shouldn't blame them.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
But
Anyway.
well, during that bitchin' performance, things didn't feel right. So maybe everything occurring mixed and came together in an amalgam of arcane stuff.
Okay.
You can roll an Arcana check with advantage for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was real close.
Exactly as you described.
It's exactly as you described.
So I look at everybody. I'm like, so sorry. I may have. I don't know.
So,
I
it
didn't.
was you!
I didn't. No, I didn't do it, and you didn't do it. But somehow our lines got crossed.
It seems that magic simply was what it usually is, beyond the comprehension of us mere mortals.
Yeah, I mean, I was casting all those the smoke and that they were using their magic for the fireworks. Maybe just it's beyond me.
Lady Dawnwind, the rod recovered tonight. Perhaps it might mean something to this beast here.
Hold it out in front of me. Does it mean anything to you?
Herkent symbool.
Okay. Oh, he recognizes the symbol of fire and he points at the fire symbol and then he points at himself.
Okay. I mean, I know that those symbols represent the four elements, so
Oh,
that is the
well,
element that represents his
while
planet.
he points at the divining rod, he says, "That's where I'm from." At the element of fire.
Does the rod seem to point to him?
What? No, it doesn't. The thing doesn't point toward the elemental.
Do you suppose perhaps the rod points to entranceways into these elemental planes?
Well, there's four elements, and you said it only pointed to three directions.
It does, yes. But maybe, I don't know. Does
Well,
it
I don't
point
know.
to, if I hold it now, does it pull me in different directions than last night?
Same directions as last
Same
night.
direction. Maybe,
I can only assume that it must point to something, connection to the plane of fire.
oh yeah.
Oh,
agree.
may I ask what is this thing you have here?
It was one of my birthday presents. It's some form of divination rod that is connected to elemental planes.
Oh, it looks fascinating. Do we happen to have any subjects on the study maybe? Looking at Barbara.
What? I'm sorry. I was just in the middle of enjoying the spell. What did you
Is
say?
she still holding Sandra's hand?
Do we have any
No.
But she looks blushed.
do we have any studies going on about stuff like this?
Well, I guess in the north, where we came from, you know, where we studied with the
Come on,
cinders.
Bo. You're the smart one. Oh yes, wasn't there something about an island? Just
There is a smart one among you?
Shocking, I
It's
know.
not Bo.
there. But sometimes he remembers stuff. Yes, there's this island where centuries ago something strange something happened.
I have met animals that remember things.
Oh yes.
Isn't that one of the directions it's pulling towards?
But to the north, how is there an island? It's mountains.
No, you're not looking clearly enough. There's an island. I'm pretty sure.
I can literally walk outside and look north and see mountains. Islands are in the ocean or bodies of water.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know if you've heard of hills. You can also go down on the earth, and there can be water, so there can be islands, but you can't see them right now because they're lower.
Oh, I happen to remember. Barbara, do you recall this tale about the Dread Isle? This something about the study of elemental magic. Since this is elemental magic stuff, maybe it could have something to do with that.
Um, um, I didn't quite remember the verse. Corina, do you know that?
Ja, nu was een vers kregen.
So, oh, the verse. Just a second. Let me search my notes.
We're actually searching the notes right now. Give it a second.
Oh, this is. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Kijk het daar.
Yes.
Dat het, hè, dus ik reasoneer. Ja, sowieso de eerste zin. De eerste twee zinnen sowieso.
Oh yes, yes, I think I found it. Yes, yes. Oh yes, yes. Right here it says, when the elements are out of balance, to postpone total destruction.
En dan wordt het...
Um,
Even kijken, dan wordt het deze.
Slender folk will be gifted with power to create. And that's all there is, I'm
En er
afraid.
zitten zeg maar nog versies tussen, maar dat weten ze niet wat daar precies tussen gaat. Het
Als
is een
in,
gebroken vers wat ze hebben, zeg maar.
ja, maar als in...
Ze weten dat er meer is, maar hier aan, maar we weten niet wat.
Oh, and this...
Deze tekst.
I have a side note to that. This is all the text I've got. But I'm sure there's more to it than just this. Because there was also some stuff that couldn't be recovered from the notes I took this from.
Yeah, that was Poe's fault. He was like, with his potions, got all messed up.
But the thing we got is, when elements are out of balance, to postpone total destruction, slender folk will be gifted with power to create.
Slender?
Yes.
Yes, slender, like thin.
Like elves?
Are elves slender?
I look
Because
down
if
at myself. What are you suggesting?
because if they are, then yes, of course. Takes a look at you. Are you slender?
Can I roll a history check to see if I remember any possible
Oh, and by the
races?
way, this happens to be an elven translation, so yes, maybe it's elves. Possibly elves.
At what university were you studying?
Yeah, university. I'm studying
In Baradur.
in Baradur.
Impossible.
No, but it's a
Lorenzo's
great
quietly shaking
gathering
his head.
place.
I do not know what makes you so stupid, but it really works.
So you
Thank
have
you, I
those
guess.
notes from the university in Baradur, right?
Yes, but it's also part of a personal research.
Of a what?
We're doing
Elemental shit.
personal research.
Personal research. Okay.
Just the
You
three of
wrote,
us.
you translated this.
Yes, we did. Yeah. No, we didn't.
No, we found a part of this, right?
And where did you
No.
find it?
But didn't, like,
Where did we find it?
was it?
Uh,
In the annals of Baradur.
and the what?
Deep within the annals of Baradur.
Oh, we found this deep within the annals of Baradur.
I'm beginning to think we would have a better time going to Baradur, asking their superior, and finding the answer there. It would be quicker.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My sister is a professor there at the university.
Yes,
Maybe that would help.
but then again, the annals of Baradur are much bigger than my memory, and
Oh, that I
my memory
believe.
is so
So
big.
they are what, a
Sometimes I
bookshelf?
lose everything in there. So good luck finding something in the annals.
Yeah, well,
Well, you got to poke around in the annals.
Didn't try that one before.
Not many people do.
normally there are people called librarians, and normally they know how to get information that you are looking for. So let's maybe ask someone who does know their way around.
Yes,
Those
but you know,
and scrolls and
the trouble with
text.
the librarians is there's like different groups and different factions in the libraries, and sometimes librarians hide stuff for other librarians. So basically, it's just one big mess. And
I see.
the registers don't really work because people hiding stuff. I tried this one time I tried finding something and I was looking on it for it on the right place, and then next week I was looking for something else, and I found the thing I was looking for 1 week ago. So you never know where you're gonna find what. So
I'm
Well,
beginning to think all wizards are incompetent fools.
So
no, no, the librarians are.
Takes one to know one.
Yes.
mm,
So these wizards seem to have some sort of knowledge, and what they have told you either points you in the direction of this Dread Isle, this island that they've been talking about.
mhm.
They've talked about something about a translation, an elven translation of a transcript that they've found somewhere deep in the annals of Barad-dûr. Your aunt said something about the stuffs
About the shamans?
at the shamans.
Mhm.
And there's some more knowledge, but that's at people who are currently not here.
Ah,
So, unfortunately, I can't say too much. That might have helped today. So yeah, you've got a little bit. Do you want to ask a little bit more from these wizards that you're at right now?
well,
Speaking for myself, absolutely not.
I turn
I
I turn back to
understand.
the Azer.
Sorry?
I turn back to the Azer because I still have the spell going.
Yeah.
Um, and I try to convey to him like more, like more information or something.
Okay. Roll a. You know what? Roll a persuasion check with advantage because you can sort of understand him, so you might be able to react to him a little bit more than you would be otherwise, because you might be able to purvey enough to him to for him to understand.
Oh, nope.
Uh, that was with advantage even. Holy shit! You rolled a 1 and a 2. Yeah, he looks at you
Wait.
and he
Oh
looks a
yeah.
bit confused right now, so doesn't have an idea what you mean.
Huh.
And he says it as well. I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
So I look to everybody else. I'm like, I don't. Um. God, I don't know.
By the way, I will give you a recap of potential leads you've gotten so far later on in the chat, so you don't have to decide on something right now. But I will
okay.
give you a list of things that given you. So this is still a chance
So,
to get more information where you can, so to say, if you can even, if there's information to find.
yeah.
So
Huh.
you've
So
talked to the.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Do the wizards know of a way to send him back to where he came from? The Azer, like some form of gateway, banishment ritual, or whatever?
They look at you. We do not know of this kind of magic. This is, even if this is the kind of magic that we think it is, it's information that has been long forgotten within our world, which has been
Oh,
only reintroduced in the past few hundred years. Uh, so if you even would find this kind of information or magic, it would be at a probably high level priest or something similar.
well, I think, and I address the assembled group, maybe we should travel to Barad-dûr because there we have clerics and wizards of the highest order and maybe someone who knows
What you guys know
something.
of Barad-dûr is it's the capital, the orc capital, the orc and half
Mhm.
orc capital And it's that plus the government, which is basically the wizard school and representation from all the different kingdoms and different folk. And there's nothing really much more. There's no real big temples or anything like there because it's still an orcish city.
Okay. But the university was there, and
The
I thought both of
university
my
is there. Yeah,
sisters.
it is the biggest point of current magical knowledge,
So,
of general magical knowledge.
so Laflamin is in Elum then, the cleric of Adrifenia, one of
Possibly
my
in a
sisters.
loom or maybe with some dwarves, maybe even in some human cities, some bigger human cities, where they have some churches or some more religious following. But
So only one of my sisters would be
Brishan doesn't.
there.
Yeah, um, yeah. I think you would not find it necessarily in Brishan. As you've seen Brishan so far, the only healers that you would have found are like lower priests, and that's all about what you find around this kind of town. You notice that most of the government and everything is done by the mayor and his guards.
Okay. Ooh.
It may be a good idea if you are so inclined to return this creature to its home, then yes. Even without the university, it is a strong orcish contingent within the city. They may be able to point you towards the shamans in the forest.
Indeed. Would
I
any of
wish you
you
luck on your journey.
would any of you fine gentlemen be interested in accompanying me and my retainers?
Actually, I've got nothing else better to do. To be fair, I feel bad for he never gave us a name.
The Dragonborn, you mean?
The fiery
No.
beast.
Yeah, the fire. I'm literally gesturing to him. I feel bad. He only wants to go home.
This is no concern of mine, but if you wish to extend the terms of my contract,
I would like that very much.
well, I will go where the god leads, and it will be a pleasure.
Damn, that's cold.
I can't talk for Brontes and Tavor at this moment, and Barrage is out of it. Barrage just takes his thumb out. Where do I need to sign? I'm in.
Oh yeah, great.
Okay.
This is hereby my fully conscious decision to join you on your journey wherever it may lead.
That doesn't sound put on at all.
Lorenzo, meanwhile, looks to Xander and just offers a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. We all have to make our
Pay
way.
attention for the last hour at all. So funny.
I go over to Barash and pat his head or scratch behind his whatever ears, and I say, "Never mind.
His frill.
I strongly believe in consent, and drugged people can't give that." Let's wait till he is back in his right senses.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I can't decide for Brontes and Tavor what's gonna happen, so we're gonna need a smaller recap on that possibly in our personal channels. So this might be a good moment to end for the night. We've been playing for a few hours, and I thank everybody at home for watching. I thank both my co-DMs for being here. I thank my players for being here. And I hope everybody's gonna tune in soon again for more Fumbles and Fame. We have stuff going on every week. The next one should be... Anyone have an idea?
May,
Sorry?
right? The 4th of May.
May
May the force be with you.
Oh, May the 4th. Oh.
What a great date.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Love
We
it.
will be back on the 4th of May with Elemental Bane, and on the 20th with the next Curse Strat, and in between we have DDO, we have other stuff going on. So check out the event calendar, And I guess this is a goodbye from us here at home. A
So long,
goodbye
folks.
Thanks for
to
tuning
you
in.
watching, and we'll see each other soon. Bye bye.
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 Later.